Hello, welcome back to Silver Thread Sewing. I'm Diane. This is Friday Sews. So I hope that everyone's well, and I appreciate you stopping by my channel. A couple things have been going on this week that I thought I would share with you, and maybe it'll be something that you'll be interested in. First, I will tell you that I got my new glasses on Friday. I'm still not used to that. They have the trifocal thing, the gradual change. They don't have the harsh line of a bifocal, and I'm having trouble figuring out where to look. So I'm still figuring all that out, but I can see good through them, and that's the goal. They had corrected my right eye to 20/20, and they were able to correct my not so good eye to 20/25. It's still, if I close my right eye, it still has some distortion and the waviness of everything. But with both eyes open and with my glasses, I can see much better to read and much better to sew. So I'm tickled to death. It's been wonderful. So hopefully they won't glare. I don't know if the lights glare on them or not, but we shall see. We'll find out, but hopefully it won't be too distracting. So this week I had seen a video by Sarah at Naughty Gnome Crafts, and I will link to her channel and try to link to that specific video down below. She was talking about her 5 essential handmade items. I really like the concept of it. Now Sarah, and I'm sure you watch her channel, but if you don't, head over there because she's amazing. She's so talented and she explains things so well, and she's made so many different kinds of garments. And so she did I think she said pants or trousers and top, dress, and I think she had a sweater or a layering piece, and one she called a wild card that she threw in. So she had adapted another thing that she had seen, I guess, ready to wear, a challenge or something, and she adapted it to the sewing community, and she had invited people to join in that hashtag. So I thought, I'd like to do that. But then I thought, well, I've never made jeans. I've never made pants for myself. I've made some shorts and I've made some culottes years ago. But I've never made actual pants, and I've only made a sweatshirt. And now I used to make my kids, I'd made them some hoodies and pullover jackets, and I made my daughter a little coat one time when she was little. But for myself, I haven't ever made any outerwear, really, just long sleeve shirts, basically. But I have 5, I consider them to be essential garments and handmade garments. To me, they're essential. So I'll share those with you. And I also have 3 or 4 patterns that I'm hoping will become my essentials, because I do want to make jeans, a specific kind, and I do want to make pants. So, and I want to make some shorts for this summer. And yes, I'm going to have to get at it. I know I'm still working on the shirts, and I'm still working on the fitting little chart. So, and one thing I'll mention to you real quick, I had met a new friend. Her name's Joan, and she had saw my channel and heard my accent, and had reached out to me, and we discovered that we live very close to one another. So I was able to go and meet up with her for lunch yesterday, and I had a wonderful time meeting her. She's just super nice and so down to earth, and pretty sure I can learn a lot from her. So that was a really good day. Anyway, on to the challenge. 5 essential handmade garments. Now, this is going to be different probably for everybody, because what is essential for me might not be essential for you. It might just be something you don't even think about making. But personally, and you may believe this, it's true, one of my essential garments is pajamas. If I come in from being out somewhere, say 3 o'clock, and I know that I don't have to go anywhere else that day, I usually put my pajamas on. They're comfortable, and I can do whatever I need to do around the house in them. And if someone were to come to the door, I can answer the door in my pajamas. I'm perfectly dressed. And so I have a lot of pajamas, and I've made most all of them. I use most often the Tilly and the Buttons Margot pajama pattern, and it's in the Love at First Stitch book that I showed in my book video. I've made those so many times, and the first 2 pair I made out of a duvet cover that I got at Goodwill for $5. And I think I've made 3 pair, but 1 pair of them I think is worn out. So that tells you how much I've worn them. But the other 2, I had those, and I've tried them on. And also, another reason that I make them, I use an insulin pump. And so at night, I need a pocket to put my pump in and keep it where, kind of corral so I don't get tangled up in it or anything. So I make a little pocket right underneath the waistband of my pajamas and put elastic in the top of it so my pump won't just slip out. And that's where I put my insulin pump. So every pair of my handmade pajamas, I make that little pocket. And so the first 2 pair are the duvet cover. I also had ordered this mushroom fabric, and I think it came from fabric.com when they were still in business. And there is just a really nice weight cotton. They're so soft. And I made a pair out of just another plain cotton that are green with red flowers and have some white dots in them, and that came from Fabric Mart Fabrics a long time ago. And then I had a piece of fabric that I had gotten from, I think it was Fabric Wholesale Direct, and it was just a striped fabric, but it is the most luxurious feeling cotton, but it was a little more expensive than what I normally had paid. So I only got like 1.25 yards of that fabric, and it was just barely enough to make a pair of cropped pajama pants. And then I used a different fabric, I think a fat quarter I had, to make a pocket. But those things feel heavenly. They're just so soft and a good weight, not quite so light as a plain little lightweight cotton. So the Tilly and the Buttons Margot pajamas are my first essential. And if I had to only sew one thing, it would probably be those, because I love pajamas. Okay, my next essential, and I have a couple of tops in here and a couple of dresses. I go on all the time about how I need tops, and I do. I need different tops, and I need to find some other patterns, and I'm working on the stack I showed you. I'll try to link to that video as well about making tops and which ones I had picked out, because I am still working on those, and I'll probably just do a video when I get them made and show y'all those at one time. But the Butterick 6687 is a pattern that I absolutely love. And I had made, I had found this piece of really heavy flannel at Walmart. And this has been like 2 years ago, but they still have that. They have restocked that, I noticed a week or 2 ago. But it's much heavier than a regular flannel, but it is called a flannel. And I did the ruched sleeve detail with that. And I was kind of concerned that it would be too heavy, but it really wasn't. It was fine, and I wear that shirt to death all the time. So then I had a Walmart bundle that is a little striped, and I showed it, I think, in another video, maybe my shirt video, or I wore it in a video. Anyway, it's just a little tiny stripe. It's blue and kind of a grayish background. And that came in a Walmart bundle, so I'm not 100% sure what that fabric is. I think it feels like a rayon, but it's very lightweight, but it feels really good, and it's good for warmer weather, whereas the flannel is really just a fall and winter. And then I had some blue checked flannel that came from fabric.com, and I didn't have very much of it, maybe 1.5 yards or so, and I made one out of it. So I wear those a lot, and they're all 3 starting to show their age, and they probably need to be replaced, but I'll wear them till they're, beyond wearing. So the next one you've already heard me carry on about for a long time. It's the Forget Me Not patterns. Iris tee. Now this t-shirt comes in 2 sleeve variations, and the one that I got the pattern for is the one that has a pleated detail on the side of the sleeve. But every time I tried to make it, it kind of distorted. Either the fabric was too thin and it didn't really didn't show the pleats real well, or I made it once in a cotton, kind of a cotton knit, and it was just too bulky and it looked messy. So I took that one for a pajama top and just wear it for that, and I like it fine. But I've made a lot of those shirts. I'll specifically mention the gray cotton knit that came from Fabric Mart. It's one of my most worn items ever. It turned out great. It's, like I said, it's a cotton knit, so it's a little bit more substantial. Then I made one from a Walmart bundle, and it was a striped fabric. It has some green and some ivory and some browns. And so that goes with a lot of different pants and things that I wear. But it's a lighter weight knit, and it's kind of clingy. So I'm always kind of feeling like I need to pull it away from my body a little bit, just because of it being clingy. And it's the fabric, not the pattern. And also, I had another Walmart bundle that was a knit, and it's a beautiful stripe. And I think it might be a rayon something mix, because it's just really thin and drapey, but it's beautiful fabric. And I hacked it to have long sleeves, and otherwise it's just the same. It's just a long sleeve, but it has a real wide hemband. I hemmed it up. I think I added a little bit to that. Most of them were 2 or 3 inches, and this one, I think I might have increased it just a little bit. Just, it gives it a little bit more body, and it kind of hangs a little bit better. But then I've got a bunch more that I made. Every time I could get a hold of I can make an iris out of about a yard of 55 to 60 inch fabric. So I've made several in cotton knit. Definitely one of my essentials. Then I have 2 dresses, I think. The Tilly and the Buttons Megan dress. It's also in the Love at First Stitch book. And the first time I made that dress, it just fit me so well. I didn't have to do any length adjustments. And it has little bust darts. They come up from the waist, so I'm not sure. Maybe waist darts is what that's called, and it has bust darts. And then it has 2 little open darts that meet the bodice from the skirt. So it's shaped really well, and it's a little bit higher waisted, at least on me, and it kind of shows off my smallest part, which is my waist, and then it kind of is shaped over the hips. So I really like that dress, and I've made it in a black textured double knit that came from Walmart in a bundle. And then a couple of years back, one of the local thrift stores in this area had gotten in some polyester, and it's like the old-timey polyester that my grandmother used. And it was $1. They had it marked $1, so I was thinking, $1 a yard. It was bolts of it, and when I asked, they said, no, it's $1 per yard. A lot of the ladies had come in who quilt, and they didn't want it because it was polyester, and they didn't like polyester. So I went ahead and bought it while I could get it, and I've made one is a burgundy little check-like print. But when I made it, I'm not sure what I did, but the zipper is ripply. It's not flat and not, doesn't lay flat. So I have to wear it with a jacket or something over it, and I'm not sure if it would do any good to take the zipper out and reinstall it. I don't know, or if I have stretched the back out and that's why it ripples. But it's a beautiful dress, and it fits me well, and I still wear it, but I don't like the zipper. And then also I had another piece of the the bolts. I think I got 5 different ones, if I'm not mistaken. There was like 10 yards on one and 3 or 4 yards on the rest, or maybe a little bit more than that. But anyway, there was one that didn't have as much. It only had a couple yards on it, and it was an orange background and has like a daisy print on it. And that's the first one that I made. And I absolutely love that dress. Now, so the next one that I consider essential is the Itch to Stitch Celeste dress. Now, I think I've made 2 of these. I have a black and white floral in a really light cotton lawn that came from Fabric Mart Fabrics. And I don't know, it just is so comfortable. It comes right to the top of my knees, but I don't mind that. It's not too short. And this one, the black and white one, I had made 2 little ties and inserted them into the side seams just to kind of cinch it in that least little bit. Probably didn't need them, and I could take them off if I wanted to. But that dress, it's just beautiful the way it's drafted. It's just a really well done pattern. So it has the V-neck, but it's not too low. It has some gathering right here in the center panel. It creates like the princess line when you put all this together. And then it has 2 pockets, and they're made in such a way that they're part of the side panels. So it's a really beautiful dress. And I had watched a video by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room on how she constructed it, and that helped me to put everything together. But I love the Celeste, and I've also made one in a linen cotton blend from Fabric Mart Fabrics that is blue and pink, and it's in the laundry because I wore it yesterday. But if I can find a picture of it, I'll put that picture in. But I've made the Celeste twice. And then the last dress that I'll talk about is Simplicity 8882. And I've made this dress twice as well. One is black and white. It's black background with little white floral print. And that came from Fabric Mart Fabrics some time ago. And it has long sleeves with elastic. It has elastic in the back waist. But that dress, it's so comfortable. And it's longer skirt. It's just, I love it. You know, I just feel I can be kind of more dressed up, but yet my dress is a little bit longer, so I don't have to worry about the wind or about, my legs being too wide or whatever. So I love that dress. And it also is the one that's right here on my mannequin. It's the cotton lawn with the purple flowers that I'm working on the vest for. But on the black and white version, I had put a little tiny black round button and a little elastic loop, so that it just kind of stays together. And this one, I haven't done that, at least not yet. Because it's not low and it doesn't really hang open or anything. But I think I don't know, I just like it that way with the little button at the top. So that is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my like 6 or 7 essential patterns. So I hope that's okay that I shared a few more. Now I have 3 patterns, and they're all pants. And they are patterns that I'm hoping are going to become essential patterns for me. The first one is the Chalk and Notch Isla jeans. The first one is the Chalk and Notch Isla jeans. And they are made for stretch fabric, like stretch denim, or I guess stretch twill or whatever. But they are a flare pant pattern, jean pattern. And I really like the flare legs. I don't much like the peg legs and the cropped pant styles like that on me. I really like the flare. So I've got a couple different fabrics that I think will work for this that are cheap. Cheap fabric probably means cheap looking. I don't know. But I don't want to jump right in and buy expensive fabric to try to make those with till I've tried them. Another one is McCall's 7547, and these call for non-stretch. Oh, no, they call for stretch denim, stretch wovens, twill, and denim. So you can do some of these versions in stretch, or some you can do in regular denim or twill. And this is McCall 7547. 4-7, and I would probably do the flare leg version, probably, or maybe more of a straight leg. I don't know, but probably the flares is the ones that I would most probably make. And the last one is McCall's 8099, and this is just a little pair of elastic waist, either shorts or cargo pants. And this is McCall's 8099, and I probably would make this version here. So as soon as I finish with my shirt project, which hopefully is not going to take me much longer because summer's going to be over if I don't get a move on. But I hope to start on these pants, and I'm hoping they will be essential patterns for me. So again, if you are not familiar with Friday Sews, that's the hashtag started by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. It's a great way to find YouTube sewers. Also, I'm going to link Sarah at Naughty Gnome Crafts. I'm going to try to link the specific video that she talked about the 5 essential handmade garments, because I think that's a great idea to see what people consider essential. I did go over a little bit, I know, and then added some that I've not made, but that I'm hoping will be essentials. And there's other ones that we could always add, but the ones that I have shown you pictures of are the ones that I wear the most. And so hopefully these jeans will get made, and I will love them, and they'll be essential next year. But I hope that everybody's well. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate you watching. And just remember, we will never be failures at sewing as long as we never give up. So we'll keep on trying. Thanks so much. Bye.